Greetings to you, my fellow Biafrans. Greetings to you, all the lovers of freedom. Greetings to you, my dear Nigerian from the Zoological Republic of the country. Happy Sunday to each and every one of us. I bless us in the mighty name of Chukwukia Biama, the greater God, the maker of all things, the creator of the universe. We worship and adore you today being Sunday, the 23rd of October in the year 2022. I bring my people the news of this today so that we will be enlightened on what is happening. Please tighten your seatbelt. The flight is about to move. Biafra, the appeal court judgment and its call to resolutions, binding on the federal government of Nigeria to stop mishandling and release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is IPOB telling the Federal Zoological Republic of Nigeria, of the country called Nigeria. The Court of Appeal judgment and its well-elaborated resolutions, cum effective and sound judgment, will stand the test of time in the history of humanity, as the judgment of the Court of Appeal is legally and officially binding on the federal government of Nigeria to abide with, not to mess with. No further excuses of keeping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in DSS solitary confinement. The Nigerian Attorney General of the Federation and the Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, should save himself and to stop further disgracing the sanctity for which the appeal court judgment was dispensed accordingly, faulting the method for which Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was brought back to Nigeria to face trial. That is the problem we are having in the country. I wonder if democracy is still working in this country. I wonder if this country is among those sovereign nations that respect the rule of law. But I doubt that in this scenario. How can the Court of Appeal, the judiciary system, part of the government you claim to be? If this should be the case, then why do you allow them to go to the appeal court in the first place? If you can't respect the rule of law, you would have been object to that such court is not competent enough to handle such trial for the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but you didn't do so because you are hoping that when the counsel to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with the rest of the lawyers, them and the son, you are expecting them to fail at the Court of Appeal. But as God may have it, the judge favored Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now you are saying that you can't respect that judgment. I wonder if Court of Appeal is not part of our judiciary system and that zoo country called Nigeria. But let's keep watch, because we know at the end we justify that the favor which have started from appeal court will end in Supreme Court, and the justice will be to the favor of our dear leader, Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This time around, following the appeal court judgment and its resolution passed by the 3 judges of the Court of Appeal in Abuja, Mr. Abubakar Malami is trying so hard to waste the judgment of the court by first posting that the legal matter before the court was discharged and not acquitted. I wonder why. Then in a Senate climb, one could wonder or like to ask, how would a court count charge be discharged or strike out in a court of law and same court charges were not acquitted? It is rubbish. It is meaningful. It doesn't make sense, and it doesn't sound like people who have wisdom. Meaning that the matter or count charges is or are still subject for debate. Adumbration before decision making within the court by the judges, and secondly, it means that nothing was decided by the judges at the bench before effecting ruling. Can you mind them? You say you are the Minister of Justice and the Attorney General of the Federation, yet you are acting like a church and bail lawyer. It's only in Nigeria you can find this kind of judiciary system. Following the extraordinary rendition of Chief Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya to Nigeria, where an innocent man standing before the law was openly being condemned by the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari's Fulani tribesmen, including the president and his Fulani cabinet members. all because of their sheer hatred for the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB and Igbo in general. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was dumped at the DSS solitary confinement in chains and was forced to receive inhuman treatment and beatings of his life in all the bid to test run the resolve of Biafrans and coerce the Biafra nationalist leader to cower on his agitation and demand for the restoration of Biafra as a nation of its own defined institutions. That is what we are seeing on this country called Nigeria. I wonder if this country will exist in the 2023 coming. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was subjected to all manner of cruelty, and same Minister of Justice and the Nigerian Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, with his Fulani ruling class, organized and had a public press release conference where he interfered erroneously with the criminal intent in his public addresses and lied to the public. First did that the Nigerian government, in collaboration with the other international security agents, helped the Nigerian government to capture a fugitive, and he insinuated further that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, John Bell, yet the leadership of the indigenous people of Biafra under the Directorate of State refused to give up their battle for a free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu demand, protest and campaign to free a prisoner of conscience. That is what we are seeing. The Nigeria, that the country that don't respect the rule of law. I wonder how Buhari come in terms to appoint Malami to be the AGF of the Federation. It is not done. In a more developed country, this man is supposed to be in jail for life. For all this nonsense he's vomiting on social media and on live TV. Recall that on 2 different occasions, when the questions of releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was put to President Muhammadu Buhari, he weighed up the matter by ruling out the prospect of expecting any executive decision on matter relating to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu pending before the court. President Muhammadu Buhari stated instead that it is a decision that his administration have left to the courts to decide Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's fate. Also, all recall that President Muhammadu Buhari twice promised to comply with any court order that bears on releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from detention to the free society. At this time, ardent admirers and sycophants of the president have applauded him for demonstrating inclination for respecting whatever the decision of the judiciary come to be on the issues involving the Biafra nationalist leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. How can he keep to promise? He cannot keep to promise because that is the word of the Fulani. They can use you and dump you anytime they want, any day. Imagine a circle of people holding a country of over 200 million people hostage, and nobody is doing anything. Rather, everybody are happy and suffering. That is what we call suffering and smiling. Look at the incoming Fulani president. I've already made promise to Wike. At the end of the day, they said they did not meet again. The national chairman is Fulani Ayu. The presidential candidate of PDP, Fulani Atiku. The deputy chairman, national chairman, Dawood Abi, what did they call him? That one is also Fulani. Now they are running a regional government when they have not even entered the seat. What will happen? Imagine what will happen when they become the president of the nation. They will end up betraying everybody. Only knows where they come from, which is Fulani nation called Niger or Cameroon. In the wake of the Court of Appeal judgment last Thursday, discharging Mazi Nnamdi Kanu of all frivolous and trumped-up charges leveled against him by the President Muhammadu Buhari's presidency, rather than the President abiding by his oratory words, now has deviated from his initial promise. He's busy now running around from pillar to post just to force the court to do the executive burdens, with the criminal intent of the executive is to jail Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, even if the court found and pronounced him innocent and a free man, which can never be possible. Instead, this Nigeria will divide into two if they ever try this nonsense. The thought or mental apprehension has been peddled by the Attorney General of the Federation, Mr. Abubakar Malami, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not be released because of what he called pre-rendition offenses. Abubakar Malami seems to have forgotten that in his desperation of heaping terrorism charges against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that they unilaterally dropped all the pre-rendition charges, but the one dealing with illegal importation of radio equipment which incidentally happened to be one of the 7 counts, was dismissed by the Court of Appeal last Thursday. They are holding an innocent man and call him a terrorist, while they have released 101 terrorists from a maximum prison in Kirikiri, Ikoyi. What a world. Where are we heading to Nigeria? How do we get to this point? That is the question I keep asking myself till death. Mr. Abubakar Malami should be made to know and understand that there is no single pre-rendition count charge still pending against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and the Court of Appeal judgment has nothing to do with speaking with the Igbo allies before releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu back to the free society. Mr. Abubakar Malami should also make to understand that the Fulani ruling class did not consider or have respect for Igbo elitism when they went and kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya and avoided all means of incorporating political solutions to the count charge before the court, as was being championed by the Igbo allies rather than the President Muhammadu Buhari's presidency, relegated their honest request to embrace political solutions and told them to wait for the outcome of the court decision on the matter pending before the court. Now the court has decided they don't want to listen or agree with what court has said. That is the country we are living to. They will say A and do B. When they say B, they will do C. They can never stand on one place because they know the truth. Yet they keep rounding up and down, up and down, up and down. Well, I will see how this will end. But bear it in mind that it must surely end in the favor of the IPOBs. Believe it or you leave it. That is the word of Chukwuoke Abiyama. Mr. Abubakar Malami running down to the Supreme Court to watch the judgment of the Court of Appeal should also know that they must first of all release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from the judiciary dungeon. And again, Abubakar Malami and his Fulani Brothers Mushroom Group should also make to know that this is not the first time of their refusal to comply with the directives of release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, as was demanded by the United Nations Human Rights Council, unconditionally and compensating him accordingly. Self-determination is not a crime anywhere in the world, as we embarked upon by the IPOB nationalist leader to warrant locking him up in a solitary confinement and dehumanizing his human rights. And if care is not properly taken, the indigenous people of Biafra may consider other violent ways of freeing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, since the Nigerian government can't obey their court order and her court order cum judgment, which also forms a law within the country. So it is illegal, binded on Nigerian government to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and Abubakar Malami disgracefully resigned from his position for misleading her principal, which is the Nigerian government, having failed to explain to her political that self-determination does not amount to leveling criminal charges against the innocent or dissent opinion from a popular opinion within the society. So that is the problem we are facing in the country. Those we called the Igbo allies was there when Nnamdi Kanu was captured, and they did not say anything. Did the Nigerian government consult them before going all the way to Kenya to abduct Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? The answer is no. Now it is time to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They are consulting the Igbo allies. But that is what I'm understanding here is that the Igbo allies is behind the incarceration of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is the gospel truth. You cannot tell me that Abubakar Malami and Buhari have no right to release the poor boy from DSS dungeon unless they consult the governors of the East. Where were they since all this while? Have any of them ever go to DSS to visit the young man? The answer is no. So why must they be consulted before his release? I think the earlier will remove the hand of a monkey from the stool before it turns to human hand. That is the gospel truth now. The Igbo allies are the one behind the incarceration of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Believe it or leave it, they are the one that is telling Malami what to do on that case, because they are afraid of 2023. There will be no election in the Biafra land. That was why they are doing all these things they can to make sure they keep the young man behind the bars. How can a country who said they respect the rule of law and they are practicing the democratic government cannot obey that same court of jurisdiction which they appoint to handle the case? It is never done in any way. In a more civilized country, Malami Abubakar and Muhammadu Buhari should be behind the bars to face sentence for what they are doing, for the inhuman treatment against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the Biafran in general. My great people of Biafra, today is Sunday. I wish everybody a happy Sunday. Please remain blessed. And don't forget to like, share, and comment on my content. And make sure you invite your family and friends, because I will always be giving you the news as it is hot. I will always bringing you to the limelight of what is happening or what the Igbo lights are doing to make sure that they tarnish the image of the airport, but it won't happen because Chukwuka is strongly behind us. That is what I have for us this Sunday morning. Until I come your way again, I say remain your one and only Okuta Daily Talk. Do not touch the dial. I'll be right back. Kemesiano.